Yeah. Well. Welcome back to another great week of Twisted Transitions. You know, sometimes when I say that, I usually get tongue-tied when I say that. But we are back. We are at episode 93, guys. Episode 93. We are slowly approaching the 100th episode of Twisted Transitions. So I truly, greatly appreciate you guys being here today. That must mean you like what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So we've got a great show for you today. I've got some great topics to talk about today. And we're going to talk about some music and all kind of stuff. And let me just make sure I'm all set up here. Sorry, I should have pulled my chair closer earlier. But let's say what's up to the chat real quick. DJ KP, you came in first. What's going on, my man? I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down just a little bit so we can stretch it out a little bit there. There we go. All right, DJ KP. We got Daniel Rodriguez. Toto. Okay. I think he meant to say yo-yo, but okay. He might have done text to talk. Who knows? But what's up, Daniel? Wickman 2A, what up? What up? From Raleigh, NC, what's happening? DJ, let me see if I get this right. DJ Ty, is it Ty Dudek? Is that right? I'm just going to say Ty Dudek. I'm going to go with that. Jay Skills, what's happening? What's happening? And DJ Chris Senzo, what is happening? What is happening? All right, so I'm gonna let everybody kind of get in here, just kind of tell you a brief summary of everything here today. Had an eventful weekend last weekend. Had to travel to Greenville, and we're gonna talk about that. It was the first time at this venue, and I've got some great stuff to show you guys when it comes to that. This coming up weekend will be my last wedding of the month as I move over into a couple of different types of gigs here to kind of, mix it up a little bit. And then we get into vacation time. So I get some vacation time. Still don't know if I'm going to remotely do this or not. I don't know how tough it is. It shouldn't be that tough. I might do it from, where I'm going to be at. So we'll see. And then in July, we come back for 2 weddings, and then the wedding season kicks off again. So I'm really going to knock this one out of the box. It's coming up weekend, and I'm going to make some magic and stuff happen for you guys. Let's see. It looks like more people have come in. What's up, Solstice? Solstice, I wanted to tell you that I just recently watched your most recent gig log, and I was thoroughly impressed. I was impressed because it didn't look like your crowd was going to feel the music you were playing just by pure looks in general. However, kudos to you, because that obviously is what they wanted, and you kept a packed dance floor the entire time. So kudos to you. Great music, great song choice. I just wanted to give you your props, bro. I just watched your most recent video today, and it was really, really good. So kudos to you. DJ G Kenny, what's going on, man? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, so I did get your name right. Got it again. Good. All right. Ty Dudek. Ty Dudek. I got you. Oh, man. DJ Eric, what is happening? What's happening? Now, I know there wasn't a lot of content that didn't come out this week. I told you guys I was just taking a little break back from it, only because, it's very tedious and stuff. So, maybe I'll do a little bit more on my downtime, but I have got some major fire gig logs for you guys to see. And just some great information. I'm just going to let this portion of my channel just be a great information source for you guys and just kind of go from there. But I do have some great music and gig log selections. And if you guys still need any type of discounts on any of these record pools, especially going into the summertime, please feel free to use the codes down below. They give you some discounts from these companies. They give them to me, so I give them to you. Use the codes down below to check those out. I thought I was going to be able to use my wheelchair ramp that I bought last week, but that wasn't the case. I didn't have to use it. It was one of the best load-ins for my equipment that you could possibly have. I thoroughly enjoyed rolling in my equipment. So let's get into it. Let's talk about last week. Let's talk about last week. All right, let's get into some stuff here. So last week I was in the wonderful city of Greenville, South Carolina. It was about 2 hours away from me. And this was the room that I was in. We were in a pretty decent sized ballroom. Like, this thing was massive. And you can see all the tables and everything spread out. So the middle of the dance floor was kind of centered off by some cocktail tables. And then all the way to the left, we had where the cake table and the sweetheart table were at. So, I mean, they had a pretty nice setup. The young lady wanted uplights in the room, and she wanted light, like a sky blue and a green uplight and white. So I just used my setup for the white, and I put green and blue all the way around the room. I guess that's because of the flowers, as you can see at this table right here, and the flowers at this table right here. So you can kind of see there, but that's why she wanted that theme. So I obliged. I gave her what she wanted. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. The venue loved it too. This is the setup right here. I used a T-stand. I was worried about the T-stand just because, you know, it was a foreign place. I had never gone there before, but they had 5 foot doors that were not double doors. So thank God that they did, because that was going to cause a lot more issues, because this time I packed the T-stand into the my current box, which I had custom made by a local handyman here in South Carolina. I did not go through a company. I actually had a Mr. Do-It-All do it for me, and he just came and took the measurements and created me a box. But I was able to put the uplighting in with the stand itself, so it saved me from having to roll that in. So now my LD44 G2s were on wheels. I could use the box to roll in not only my stand, not only my uplights, but the facade, the table, all that. Everything could just sit on top of the 3 things that rolled in, which were great. I chose to put the wash movers behind the facade, so that you didn't see any cables. So they're just directly in the air. And it was really nice. I really enjoyed this setup. I enjoyed it so much that I believe I'm going to use this on Saturday again. I just really love the T-stand. It separates me in my area and gave Greenville a good look at a clean setup, in my humble opinion. So here's what I mean by storage though. So once I was done with everything, I was able to put everything in my box and put the lid on the front, and then roll it right into a room that they were not using that had another 5 foot door for the opening. And we just got everything in there and just kept it moving. It was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. If you didn't see it, I did post it on my Instagram story. So that's why I always tell you guys to follow me on Instagram, because I got a lot of behind the scenes where you would have seen all of this. But yeah, I just put everything in the case. I'm going to do the same thing again. Just this time we don't have uplights. So just minus the uplights in there, but we're going to have everything else put in there. And that's an easy way to kind of get rid of it. Even if I had to put this back in the truck, it took care of all of my bags and all that stuff, because all the way to the right, this right here is one of the 44 G2 bags that's got, you know, everything that rolls on, all the bags for the speaker columns, all the bags that I needed everything else for, all of that's in that one bag. So it was absolutely fantastic. fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So I do have some video clips for you guys so you can take a look. This is what it looked like while we were actually doing the damn thing. I think I got volume on. I hope I don't. Probably do. I hope not. Otherwise, I'm going to get a copyright strike. No, I don't. Which is good. So, yeah, this is what it looked like in there. You can kind of see this is the bridal party. But they, they were having a great time. They had these glow up ladies. Now, the first young lady, let's let the clip come around again here. But the first young lady that they showed to the left, I actually did her wedding. Yeah, that young lady right here on the left here, I did her wedding 2 years ago, and the bride for this one was at that wedding, and she immediately hired me for her wedding this year. So this was definitely a referral wedding. And here's another video of them just having a good time. Now, funny enough, I was not out there capturing this content. This was captured by the photographer, and she was gracious enough to pass this over to me. But I absolutely loved the angle of the video that I captured to be able to put out for the gig log. I mean, you could literally just see everything that I'm doing, which was really cool. So can't wait to give you guys the gig log on that one. So stay tuned. But it was a great party. All in all, it ended up being a great party. Bride and groom were definitely overly ecstatic for what I did. And yeah, we're just gonna keep it moving and stuff from there. So that was great. Let me check in the chat here before we get started with some topics. All right, let's see. Thank you. They wanted a solid mix of 2000, 2010 bangers and a little EDM. That's what's up. Sharp. Eric Morado, you don't feel too exposed when using the T-Booth? Not at all. I actually feel better using the T-Booth. I don't know why. I just do. I just feel, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like almost like I'm a part of the event, but not really needing to be a part of the event. I don't know. It just, it's comfortable. It's very comfortable. I don't have a problem with it. Kevin Sounds, I feel like people are a lot more likely to bother you with requests when you're out in the open like that, but you could be wrong. Now, let me just tell you that I thought that was going to be the case as well, but that's not the case. I actually don't get as many requests when I'm out in the open like that. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the music. I'm just playing all the music that they want. They don't have to request. But I don't get nearly as much. You know who I get more conversation from the other vendors than I do from anybody else, to be totally honest with you. I get more conversation from the vendors when I'm using the T-stand than I do guests. And another thing, I have not had one person, since I've brought out the T-stand, I've not had one person try to set a drink, try to set any food, bump into my table. None of that. I don't know if the stand just makes it easier for you to stay away. I don't know if it's like a pushback type deal, but haven't had any problems yet. Now, I say that, let's knock on wood, because I say that, and then all of a sudden we'll have problems. DJ Chamber, what's happening? What's happening? Do you have a different setup for smaller gigs? Yes, I have 3 setups. I definitely have 3 setups. Romeo Great, what's happening? What's happening? All right, let's get into some topics and stuff here. Now, we're going to do topics a little different. I don't have a visual aid to help out with topics, but when we talk about music today, I do have visual aids for that. But first topic I want to talk about today. I want to tell you guys, and this is just based on some Zoom calls that I've recently had. I want to tell you guys that when you are in your Zoom calls and you are talking to these couples, whether it be for them to hire you, for you to convince them to hire you, or for you to just have your one-on-one meeting about music prior to the event, I would like to encourage everybody, and this is anybody who hears this, I would like to encourage everybody to encourage the bride and groom to be creative in speaking with their guests early so that they can stay on the dance floor and you'll have more of a packed dance floor. Now, I say that because I've watched a couple of DJs videos, lately. I've seen it myself that when a bride and groom leave the dance floor, it's like whatever the bride and groom is doing, everybody else is doing. And it happens like this more often than not. Sometimes we look at our dance floor and we're like, well, why is nobody on the dance floor? Why is it taking people so long to get on the dance floor? The last couple of gig logs that I put out where I was a little nervous at the beginning, because I didn't really have a lot of dancing. It was mainly due to the fact that the bride and groom were not on the dance floor. They were over taking pictures, group pictures, and things of the sort while at the event. So what I've been doing is in our Zoom meetings, I've been trying to have like little small, not persuading the whole day, but little small conversations to say, our dance floor is only going to go as far as you guys go. If you're not on the dance floor, we lose the dance floor. Now, you're going to have some guests that don't care, but most guests do care. So if you can get, if you can say hi and bye to people, while you have the opportunity, whether it be dinner, whether it be, when the ceremony's over, a meet and greet, whatever you have to do, try to get them to go ahead and say, hey, do their hays. Because think about this. If everybody who is there, let's say they have 120 people, if everybody who is there is trying to talk to them and pulling them off the dance floor or wanting to take a picture with them, it stops the momentum because people will either spread out of the way, people will stop what they're doing, people will flock to another area every single time. And I've seen it one too many times. And so, I don't want people to think that the music isn't great or I'm not catering to them or that this is a dud crowd. It's not. They're just waiting on you to participate. They're just waiting on you as the couple to participate. So if you've ever been to a wedding and you're out there dancing and the bride and groom's off to the side talking and, being dragged here and taking pictures and stuff over here, you're losing out on the opportunity to pack your dance floor. And it always happens like that with like these couples. Like it's almost like the groom can get pulled away. The groom is different than the bride. If the bride's on the floor, everybody's on the floor. If the bride and groom is on the floor, everybody's on the floor. But if the groom is just on the floor and the bride's gone, you are in danger of losing your floor as soon as you play something bad or it's a slow start. So just have a creative way for them to be able to figure out exactly what they want to do as far as meet and greet for their guests so that they can get that out of the way. I watched a couple of gig logs. Shout out to Radio Shorty. I think that's his name. Radio Shorty. I noticed that on his gig logs, the couple is always on the dance floor and he never has a slow dance floor. Now, of course, he's just showing me clips of the night, but his dance floors are never really slow or have a lack of people because his couples are always on the dance floor. Solstice, you had the same thing in your video. Couples on the dance floor, everybody's on the dance floor. It just happens that way. Now, a couple of earlier times in April, my couple was just off doing whatever. That just created a slow start. So that's why I'm saying to help encourage them to do that. One way that that has been working for me, just so you know that I'm putting in the same effort I'm asking you to. I've been giving clients the idea that right after the ceremony, before you take pictures, stand at whatever door that you're supposed to exit out of or that guests are supposed to come in and shake everybody's hand and say, thanks for coming. Thank you for coming. Oh, it's great to see you. Get that out of the way. Or If they're going to have a bite to eat upstairs and then they come down and do introductions and all these formal stuff while the guests are eating dinner, go around the room and say, hey, how you doing? Good. Thank you for coming, blah, blah, blah. Get that all out of the way. That way your focus is totally on having a good time. Those are two ways that I encourage them to do it. Let me know in the chat if you got another way that you do it, or if you'll try these ways that I'm presenting to you. Trust me, it will make a night and day difference on your dance floors. Trust me on this. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that. All right, I need another drink. You guys with me? Y'all with me tonight? Okay. Let's see. Next topic I want to talk about. Okay, here we go. Next topic I want to talk about eliminating a la carte services. Now, if you don't know what a la carte services are, it just pretty much means that you don't use packages. You don't use package pricing. When you are offering a service to a couple, if you show them services that you can offer and they're piece by piece, let's just say ceremony, cocktail, reception, PA system for this, or another setup for that, or up lights, or TVs, or things like that. When you take those services and you present them individually or a la carte, you are more likely to not get the clientele that you're looking for. I'll give you an example. When I first started with Honeybook, my services were listed as you can get this package, but this is how it's broken down into each individual thing. And so the first thing out of customers' mouths were, well, what if I don't need a ceremony, but I've got it labeled on there as this how much the ceremony is going to cost? Or what if I don't want, a new trend that's happening right now, and at least in my area, what if we don't want the cocktail hour? Well, then now you got to take that out of the thing. See, when you have package pricing, it's a service that is offered, but you don't have to use it. Price still stays the same. You won't be able to allow a customer or a client to nickel and dime you to death. You know what I'm saying? So if they take a service out from you, it won't hurt your bottom line if you have it in package pricing, but it will if you're expecting that your basic package is, I'm just throwing out a number. Let's say your basic package is $900. But you've got it sectioned off into different portions, whether it be ceremony, cocktail hour, reception, up lights, photo booth, all the stuff that you offer. If they say they don't want the ceremony, now you're down to, I don't know, $750 because you charge $150 for ceremony. And if they say, oh, well, we got somebody else to cover cocktail hour, now $100 out of cocktail hour. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you do that, if you have it in package pricing, you don't have to use the service as a customer, but the pricing still stays the same. The service is there whether you need it or you don't. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. It makes more sense. Like, I think for like big items that are not necessarily in every package that you do, like something like a up lights, you can give them the decision to add that to a basic package. You can give them the decision to add a photo booth to a basic package. You can give them, or your middle package, and you can give them the option to add like a cold sparks. I think those are the three services that I offer as add-ons. Those are the only three things that you can pick a la carte though. But those don't hurt my bottom line. I still have a set number, and for whatever you're asking me for, this is how much it's going to cost. Whether you use that service or not, that's totally up to you. It's available if you need it. If I don't have to do it, I get it. I won't do it. However, we're still going to pay the same price. This just helps people not to be able to, trim you down. You know, it keeps pricing at a good, I don't want to say this, keeps pricing at a good margin. You're still getting your worth, and it gives them the option to be able to add on maybe one or two things. So I would actually just put your big ticketed items as the only few things, and don't put like a whole bunch. Like, don't just offer a ceremony. If somebody calls you and says, "Hey, can you just do a ceremony?" I'm not going to tell you just to pass up on it, but there's really no point in doing that. There's really no point in doing that unless that's like a favor. There's no point in just offering a ceremony. I completely took that off. Like, if somebody calls me and wants me to just do a ceremony, I'm just like, no, I probably won't do that. It doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of time, and you're taking up a potential day that I could be doing something else. Because most weddings start about the same time. How can you be in two places at once? Just saying. Unless you have an assistant, but that's still iffy. Anyway, I'm just saying, take your three top items that you can provide as an add-on and use it as the three things that you can add on. Like I said, mine are Cold Sparks, uplights, and photo booth. So if they want to add those, they can add those to any package that doesn't provide that. My middle package does not provide a photo booth. It does not provide Cold Sparks. My beginning package does not provide Cold Sparks. It does not provide photo booth. So if they want to add it to it, they can, and I still get the bottom line of a basic package. So I'm just trying to help you guys with how you do your pricing. Everybody doesn't do it the same. I know there's still a lot of a la carte DJs out there, and you may want to be careful. You may want to be careful how you are presenting your pricing, because customers, they have it in their head, well, they're already looking for a discount. So the first thing they want to do is, how can I get this price down? How can I trim him down so I can use money elsewhere? Well, you're going to have to find someplace else to get that money from, because you're not getting it from me. You're not getting it from me and my services. So I'm just putting that out there. Let me know in the comments what you think about that down below, whether or not you have a la carte pricing, whether you agree with it, or whether you do all packaging pricing. Some people are totally against package pricing, and I can understand why. I can understand. You feel like you can get more money because you show all the prices of everything. I've heard that before. I've had more success with packaging. I just have. So let me know in the context down below. Let me check some of these comments you guys are doing. I see my screen rolling up over here. Let's see. DJ Eric, I feel that if there's a customer potentially wanting to book you, sees an empty dance floor without you knowing what's going on, you could have them not book you. That's an option. DJ Metro NYC, that makes a lot of sense, that idea. Bride and groom on the dance floor always elevates it. Daniel Rodriguez, so Jay, you include ceremony in your packages even if they don't need it? Absolutely. Every single package I offer has ceremony. Every single one. Every single one. Because here it's more of a rarity that I'm not doing the ceremony. A lot of females and brides here are doing the ceremony in the same venue as the reception. It's more of a rarity that I get a bride who goes to another church or goes to a church or another venue and then comes over. That's just in my area. So yeah, I put ceremony on all mine. Every last package has a ceremony. DJ Metro NYC, that makes sense as far as the packages. Never looked at it like that. Discount customers not worth our time. You got to get your worth, guys. I'm always trying to put people on game to get your worth. Get your worth as a DJ, because we are the most undervalued representation of a reception than you could possibly get. Do you know that people will value the dance floor over the DJ? People will also value the flowers over the DJ. People will value the cake over the DJ, the photographer over the DJ, the coordinator over the DJ. We are literally one of the last thoughts of what you get a rarity of brides that realize how important it is for us to be great. Because they think all of us do the same thing. So that's why they always look. That's why couples always shop around for DJs. We're so differently priced, but they're like, that DJ is that DJ. I mean, he's got 25-star reviews and he's got 15, but he's $200 cheaper than he is. Let's go here. Why not just everybody elevate at the same time? And then let them decide accordingly. Let them decide when we're on equal levels. I have bundles for dollars. You select X amount of enhancements for X, you more selections, etc. Oh, I mean, I understand. You can, I mean, like I said, I have 3 of those. I just have a number behind mine. I won't go over 3. I don't want the decision to be hard. The reason I picked 3 is because my largest package offers every service that I offer. And then the next 2 packages, I just, there's 1 or 2 items that are missing from them. So I just offer those as add-on services. And I do the most popular ones that couples do because I haven't been asked for an add-on that I don't have yet. Here, dancing on a cloud is not big. Here, CO2 guns are not big, are not a big thing. It's not an issue here. Could you make money off of it? Probably, but it's not asked here. Nobody has told me yet that I've been to a wedding when they've had dancing on a cloud and I want that. Haven't had it yet. Nobody's been to a wedding where they have a CO2 gun and that they want that. Haven't had that yet. And that just is a regional thing. So when you guys are watching these other videos of these guys having CO2 guns, solstice, that's a regional thing. It really is. I think in the upstate, the tri-state, and out west, that is more common. Usually where you can throw bigger events and parties at, that's where you're going to have those services available. Wickman 2A, do you believe it's the DJ's responsibility to school clients on why DJs charge what we do and not try to lowball us? I do believe it's our job to educate a client as to why the pricing is the way it is without going into depths, though. Just really a surface answer that really tells the story of why it's important to have us. Like I'll give you for instance. So like if somebody says, well, why is your pricing and everything so high? It's like, well, I myself, I value what I do, and I would hope that you would value the same thing because it's your big day. So one of the things that we like to do is just make sure that we take care of all your needs. And I believe that this package best suits you as far as the needs that you have. Something simple the way you don't have to dive deep, because they don't realize how important we are. We make or break the evening. Flowers don't make or break the evening. Cake. I mean, I've literally seen a cake that literally is this tall. Let me take this down. 2-tier cake that's literally this tall. So that's what I'm saying. Like, cake does not make or break you. But a DJ who plays great music and has, good energy to bring that's the thing that people are going to be talking about the most. But some clients don't understand that. So you got to give them better terminology than you need us. Better terminology than you need us. All right. We're going to do Q&A though. You guys keep those questions for Q&A. We got a couple more things here and then we'll get into some Q&A. All right. Next thing I want to talk about. Okay. So Are you guys familiar with the terminology of resetting your dance floor? If you're not, I've had to do this, a good bit of times and stuff in my career. Okay. Resetting the dance floor is when you come out hot and you're playing, you got a packed dance floor, and then slowly it trickles down and trickles down and trickles down until there's like 4 people on the dance floor. Then you got to reset. You got to play something that kind of brings everybody back together and starts over, and you go through the process again. Now, in most cases, if you go to some of those Facebook groups, DJ idea sharing, just to be clear, they will tell you that you should use slides to get everybody back on the dance floor. I don't agree with that. I definitely don't agree with that. I believe that if you have a dying dance floor, you got to see what you were playing that worked. So when you first came out of the box and everything was hot, then what led you to come away from that? Or if the people were just dying just because they just needed a slow song inserted, you have to pay attention to that. That also comes with reading the dance floor as well. This is a lot of the stuff that people don't understand that we have to do in general. I know a lot of people say put your head down and just keep mixing, and I agree with that to a certain element, but also in that thought process, I would say that you would also need to see what was working at the time. So if you were playing oldies, 70s, 80s, and you had everybody rocking, and then soon as you hit 90s or you stayed in 80s too long and it was too much high energy, then you have to look at the fact that, yeah, these work, but maybe you should give them a break, throw in a slow song, and then come right back to it. Or if you switch to the 90s and it didn't work, and that's where you saw the drop off at, go back to the 80s. Just to give them a little bit more longevity on the floor, because what you want to do is a healthy rotation of people. You want a healthy rotation. So don't burn out all your classic music in the beginning. Have some classics still available for you to use, just in case when you jump to the 2000s and 2010, people are not feeling it as much as the couple would have thought they would have. That helps reset the floor too. That brings out the older crowd, keeps the younger crowd on there because they know the songs already. So when you come out of the gate, have about a good strong 10 to 15 songs that do well, and then as you try to move over to other areas, still have your pulse or your hand on those songs that you didn't use, because you're not going to use all 15, or you may use it, who knows, but still have your hand available to be able to go back into that oldies bag and just rejuvenate the dance floor. Because when you go into hip hop, or you go into punk rock, or you go into all these other things, a lot of your older crowd, that's like where they start standing off to the sideline, or where they start going back to their seat, and like all the younger kids got it. And that takes your dance floor from here and shrinks it to here. Now it still looks great, but you had it here before. So in order to get it back here, you've got to go back to what got it there, which is normally like your classics. I say this because, and I'm sorry I'm using Solstice so much, but on Solstice's video, he did a great job of doing that, having using some oldies in the beginning and then working to the newer stuff. And then he came back to the oldies. And what that did was his dance floor never left here. It never went to here. It always went here. DJ Shorty, he did the same thing. He played oldies out of the gate. He went a little newer in the middle of it. And just when you thought that you could go take a break and grab a drink, he hit you with some great oldies again. And it just kept his dance floor looking like this. And that's why that's the sign of somebody who is definitely paying attention to the dance floor, who's studying the dance floor, who is capable of playing open formatted music to where it's not all one-sided. Because a lot of us have a habit of, once we leave old, we're not coming back. Now, I know I've said that in certain cases. I do still stand by that. But there are certain gigs that you do that at. Most gigs want you to kind of go like this. Some gigs are just like this. And that means old, newer, newest. So some gigs want you to do this right here, and that's how you maintain a packed dance floor. Some gigs want you to do that other one, but you're going to have, you're definitely going to shrink it down to here. Your dance floor usually doesn't grow into this by the end of the night. Usually you have about right here. And that's just your younger crowd, your core dancers, your people who were there to pretty much party, but all the older people are sitting on the sidelines. So I say all this because I'm saying that we need to recognize the points of the night where we need to be able to reset the dance floor. And you got to be able to do that in a creative way sometimes, because you don't want it to be obvious, and you don't want to use a slide. A slide is just going to bring somebody out there temporarily, because as soon as you go into another song, they're like, no, I'm good. I'm going to sit back down, because you do have just some sliding people out there. People who will just come to the reception just to do slides. I hate those people. I actually do. I don't hate a lot of people, but I hate those people. I hate when you come to a reception to slide. Like, why? You could have done slides at the house, Aunt Betty. Damn you. So that's what I mean by resetting the dance floor. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. If you've got another way to do it, if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments down below, because look, everybody's got their preference. I'm just telling you what works for me. This may not work in your area if you feel like it doesn't, but I would say this, at least try it. At least try it, especially if you are a newer DJ or you're struggling to keep dance floors going. Organize your crates to be able to accommodate this flow, to where you can jump back and forth from old, new, just to keep everybody interested, where they have to pick and choose where they can take a break at. Now, some people, like I said, are going to want you to just stay in that heavy, whatever you're in, for the remainder of the night, like the last hour. And I get it. You got to play to that. You got to cater to that. But some people love, especially if a bride tells you they love pop. If a bride ever tells you that they want pop and they like 2000s, 2010, you can do this right here all day. All day. That's what that's code for. Because pop can mean anything. The hardest song, the most hip hop song you would play is Usher, Yeah. It just would be. But let me know in the comments down below if you agree. All right, let's see here. Stevie Ray, what is good, my man? What's happening? Daniel Rodriguez, I use slow songs to reset the dance floor and find it gives the non-dancers a chance to still feel a part of the wedding dancer. Yeah, and you can, but it's not the only way. It's not the only way, Daniel. So that's what I'm saying. I give them options. Don't just throw a slow song, because slow songs are almost becoming a thing of the past. Like, I know older people will come up and tell you sometimes that they want to do slow songs. But when you ask a bride, you want to do slow, like, they want high energy the whole time, because you got to think about it. You only got 2 hours. At most, you brides are giving you 2 to 2.5 hours to get the job done. In some cases, they're giving you an hour. I hate those. Oh, gosh, I hate those. When you only give me an hour to play, like, it sucks. It sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. Oh, man. Jay, please stop using Solstice's head getting... I'm using Solstice because I watched this video today. Yeah, I was on YouTube today. Him and DJ Short, Radio Shorty, came on, and I'm just using him as an example. But hey, one thing you got to do, you got to give Sosa's props, man. He works very hard. He does a lot of gigs whenever you don't think he's doing a gig. Like if you go on Sosa's page today, he's probably showing something from a wedding that he did like yesterday, and we're only at Thursday this week. Oh, what's up? Hey, y'all say what's up to the homie Aaron Strawn in the building. Aaron, man, I follow Aaron on just about everything, and his Instagram recently talked about, and I think it was on his show yesterday. Sorry, Aaron, I couldn't catch it yesterday. I had some crazy stuff to do, but his Instagram told the story from yesterday pretty much, and he had thrown out his back, and his wife came to his rescue, and did the damn thing for him, which I'm excited for him. I'm glad he's got, some backup. I'm glad he does, because he had me to thinking, like, if I were to throw my back out, who would come to my rescue? Yeah, and I'm thinking about that right now too, and I'm like, nobody. Nobody would. Jay about to be in Sosa's next video on why you should book him. Y'all give him a break. Give him a break. Give him a break. DJ Eric, my area, I usually start with stepping music. I blend R&B, then hip hop, then I go backwards. All right, that's what's up. Kevin Sounds, I'd say don't use slides as a crutch. Yeah, look, there's only one group you cannot say that to, and everybody knows what group that is. And you mix a great track, the same BPM and a slide, it would definitely work. Yeah, absolutely. In your area, is Afro beats a good vibe? More of a club, not a club, but like a lounge spot. Afro beats is decent here. Agree, including tempo 100, 115, jumping to 120. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Aaron. G Kitty J Money Mike would come. Well, Mike can't do it because I have him busy too. Like Mike is still tackling all of his gigs, and he was just able to help me out just like that one weekend. But Mike's just as busy as I am, guys. Like Mike rarely sits home to be able to help me. Now, if I was doing gigs on Wednesday, Thursday and stuff like that, Mike could help more. You know what I mean? She got a sister's asking for a friend. Aaron, she's got a sister. Y'all wow. Okay. Last topic I want to talk about. Let's get into music. Now, I do have some images and stuff for you guys for music. And I'm just going to tell you about some songs that I think you should add to your playlist and why you should add them. I've just been listening to a couple of songs here lately, and plus some brides have been asking me to play some songs that I've never heard of before. Like I'll give you for instance. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of Kim Petras? I've never heard of this young lady before. But apparently, she has some very, 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 very vulgar music. Now it's almost like subliminal a little bit. But if you haven't heard of her, I advise you to just listen to one song and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The song is called Coconuts. That was asked by a bride to play that song, and I was shocked when I played it. I was totally shocked, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But let's get into some music. So, first song that you guys should be playing is Tommy Richmond. If you don't know who Tommy Richmond is, this is the gentleman who sings $1 Million Baby. If you don't have that in your rotation, you definitely need to have that in your rotation. There's a lot of great mixes that you can mix in and out of to be able to do. I think the BPMs is up there at like 138 or 128 or something like that. So a lot of good music up there that you can really mix into. Plus a lot of record pools are starting to use this song to be able to add into a different version of a song. So I know you guys are probably already playing it, but you could use this, behind somebody else's vocals and make an entirely different feel to a song, or you can just play this song. But it's very popular at the time right now, and that is Tommy Richmond, $1 Million Baby. Next one up is Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. This is more like a poppy vibe right here. Be great if you got girls on the dance floor. A lot of people are using this on TikTok. And if they use it on TikTok, it's going to be something that they use on the dance floor. So I played it 2 weeks ago, and it was a hit. I don't know if that was just for that group. I didn't really get an opportunity to play it last weekend, but I am going to try to play it again this weekend and just see what happens. But it's a pretty decent range. I think it's right around that 110 range. For BPMs, kind of like a vibe type song, or a good summer song. Wouldn't mind playing this if you had to do like a pool party or anything outdoors, things like that. I think it would be a good vibe for you to be able to put on for you. Next, we've got Billie Eilish. She's got a song that I think everybody should add to their dinner crates. This song is called Birds of a Feather. Billie Eilish just recently had a whole album come out, and I will never understand this young lady. I mean, the majority of the time she is whispering. I just don't understand how that gives you success. But I do rock with this song, this Birds of a Feather song. I think that it is a great dinner song. It talks about love. It's a good-esque song. Also, Espresso could probably be added to your dinner crates if you didn't want to try it for dancing. It could be dinner, but definitely take a listen to this Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. Do not put lunchtime on there, or lunch date, or whatever it is. Lunch. Don't use that one. Use this one. This will be a good one to add to your dinner crates, but it's pretty freaking good. All right, next. Should be easy to know what this one is. Shaboozey. Now, speaking of using this song, I saw the homie Aaron Strawn use this on his recent reel, and he did a good mix from Tipsy by Jaquan into Shaboozey's bar song. It was good. It's just a good sing-along song, especially if you DJ bars or anything like that. It would be great if you do 2000s. Any place that they want 2000s music, it kind of flows right in that same range. It's still kind of weird to me that what's I'm hearing is coming from this guy, but it's all good. No shade, no hate, nothing like that thrown here. So if you don't have this song, definitely add it to your crates. It is big on TikTok right now as well. The reason I'm pulling a lot of these songs and stuff from TikTok is only because TikToks, they take over. Like that song Murder on the Dance Floor, that was from TikTok, and it's almost about to run its full course. I think after this summer, I won't play that song anymore. It's had its run. But this song right here is kind of like that same thing. I think Lil Boo thing is eventually going to run its course. You could probably play it all summer, but in the fall, maybe here and there, it'll be spotty. Same thing with Shaboozey. I think next year we won't be playing this song. But for 2024, you should be able to get away with it. And it should be pretty good. Next up, we've got Miss Sexy Red. Get It Sexy. It took me a second to realize where I had heard the beat for this song for. And this ain't nothing but Hurricane Chris's Holly Berry. It's the same beat as that. But Sexy Red is on fire right now. She is everywhere. She's everywhere that I wouldn't expect her to be. But this is just another track that is, if somebody just wants hip hop, or they say, we want to shake our ass. This is something that you can give them for one of those tracks. I mean, of course, you can give them the song with her and Drake, Rich Baby Daddy, if you want to. But this is another one with just her that you can really get in and get out, because the language, not language, but the content of it is pretty rough. It's pretty rough. So that's just music that you should add, or that you should already be playing. If you already are playing it, that's just a crash course in that. But those are songs that you could definitely add to your playlist. All right. So let's check the chat because I am done with topics. So we can do some Q&A now. You guys can ask any questions you would like, and we'll go ahead and get to that. Let's see what the chat's saying. Let's see. Daniel Rodriguez, I played a song from her and I couldn't believe what I was listening to. Yeah, you must be talking about Kim Petras. Yeah, I don't know if her previous job was in the adult entertainment side, but like, even if you look at her album, all the songs are like, the titles are X-rated. All of them. All of them. It's crazy. Yeah. See, $1 Million Baby going crazy right now. Like I said, you can mix that in with a lot of stuff right now. So definitely add that to the playlist. Damn, never hear what she's saying on that. Yeah, you're going to have to take a listen to that, bro. It's again, Kim Petras. That's all I'm going to tell you. Craig Connect has some good versions. That's what's up. Kevin Sounds, oh man, what a transition. Feather is a good way. Feather is as good as Espresso. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree here. Again, both of these can be dinner songs, or Espresso can be a dance song, just depend on your crowd. But definitely add them to your crates. What is he saying, Jay? You don't mean no gay stuff. Like, what does Shabuzi mean? Oh no, I'm not saying he says anything crazy. I'm just saying it doesn't sound like it should be coming from this gentleman when you listen to the song, but it's a sing along. Like, it's on TikTok right now. It's a big song on TikTok, so I would definitely add it. Somebody's going to eventually ask you to add it. And like I said, you can kind of do word plays with it and Tipsy from Jaquan. So it's just another added element. LD the DJ, stand up Shreveport. All right, what's happening? Wickman 2A, Sexy Red sounds like a mosquito wearing a bonnet and drives a Nissan Altima. Wow, that's very specific. Look, I'm not a fan of a lot of new music. I'm not. But the demographic of these couples, this is their music now. You know, the next generation to come up will be a lot of these songs. This will be their classic song. This will be their 2000s and 2010s. You know, this is, I mean, look, we got to know some of it. So why not get the stuff that's popular while it's popular? All right, Kevin Sounds. So DJ Expo, or still undecided. I'm working on it. I'm leaning towards yes. But I'm still working on it. Jay Skills, I listened to the Kim Petras album. I didn't mind the song titles. The songs were trash. Yeah. I'm not saying she's a great artist. I'm not saying by any means should she be anything fantastic. She was brought to my attention by a couple 2 weeks ago, and like I said, I had never played a song from her, and I was shocked when I played that song Coconuts, because I was like, wow, I'm playing this at a wedding. Like, this is weird. And they asked for 3 of her songs, so just look, I'm just putting it out there. She wasn't on my list to add. You don't have to add it, but it was just interesting. How about the orthopedic? Oh, Oh my God. Hold on for 1 second. Don't leave, guys. Hold on. I've got a surprise to show you. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay, so I'm so glad you brought that up, Wayne, the DJ Island boy. Look what your boy has gotten. So I just got these recently. These were from Dick's Sporting Goods. And remember, I told you it's if they had an all black Hoka, that I would get them. I would try them out. These were, I think it was like $110 or something like that. Now, I broke these in. I got these on Tuesday. I wore them all day yesterday, kind of breaking them in. And I think I was getting all my DJ stuff prepped. Guys, I think what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to wear, any shoe I want to at the beginning of the event, so it looks like I'm, layered up. But when it's time to DJ, I'm going to be switching to these. I'm going to be switching it. These, look at this. Look at this thickness. I mean, my heels are like, thank you. Trust me, these are Hoka Clifton 9s. Like I said, they're like $110, but well worth it. Well worth it. I would highly, highly recommend this shoe. These things are fan-freaking-tastic. Your heels will not hurt anymore. Your feet will not hurt anymore wearing these shoes. And like I said, Dick's Sporting Goods is where I got them from. So thanks for asking that. All right, DJ Eric, Jay, do you mix for cocktail hour or do you use a playlist? I use a playlist because most of my cocktail hours are in a whole different area, so I don't want to bring a whole nother system. I just use what I have from the ceremony, pull it over to wherever the cocktail hour is, and I just have a list just based on what the couple wants their crowd to hear, and I just let it roll. All my lists are like an hour and 20 minutes filled with songs, different variety of songs. So just depending on what they want to hear, I've got it. And I've got, an hour and 20 minutes worth of that music. And then they come inside and I mix on the big board. Good question. Kevin Sounds, almost finished with all my white setup. Heard from numerous others. They get more bookings from it. Same for you, but well, I mean, it's not the white it's the cleanliness and the symmetry that gets me bookings. If the setup looks clean, wires put down, tape down, good wire management, good setup, everything is near about the same height. It just looks clean. That's what gets me my bookings. The T-stand doesn't hurt and stuff either. I think more people are inviting that style, into their setups. But my former style or my other styles that I have are behind facades and, booths and things like that. And they are all white. But that's not to just fit into people's decor at their event. That's just, making sure that I have clean stuff. I just don't believe in having all black at an event. I think it makes you stick out like a sore thumb because most colors at a wedding are light colors. So that's why that's why I say white. All right, DJ G Kenny, Jay, what Hold on, Jay. What is the main source you're hearing with the new music? Is it TikTok? Just join. Okay, so no, I check Billboard. Like I have like 2 music days during the week. I like to go at the beginning of the week, based on songs I've heard over the weekend, and then I like to go more towards the end, just in case they've added anything during the course of the week. So tomorrow I'll probably do another music day, and usually on Mondays I like to do music day too. But I check a lot of sources. I check, of course, I check what's trending, what songs are trending the most on TikTok, but I also check Billboard, because Billboard is what is also they're putting out for streams as well. I try to check Spotify, but there's too many playlists for Spotify, so Spotify is not a good source. But Billboard, TikTok, and what all my record pools are saying in the trending category. They'll have new music and then they have trending music, and I click on there to see what's popular at the time as well. And I can tell you right now, on the record pools, anything Kendrick and Drake is the most trended music that that is out right now. Every time I went to, trending on those record pools, it just gave me like the Drake disses, the Kendrick disses, Sexy Red, Ice Spice, stuff like that. And every single one of them said the same thing. So that's what they consider as trending. But I mean, I don't have no place to play that. I'm not going to play diss tracks at a wedding. Why? Sexy Red is ratchet as it gets. Yes, she is. She is definitely ratchet, overly ratchet. What alternative would you recommend to a DJ that wants to get into DJ furniture, but can't afford the expensive stuff? Oh, I mean, there's a lot of great options. I mean, you can look at a Danny Max, the Bun Booth. You could look at, what's that table one people get? Cleveland Terry just recently did a story on one of those stands. Pro X has some stuff. Like I said, Danny Max, Bun Booth. Hell, you can even just get a facade and put a table behind it. That will work too. I mean, you have several options to be able to do that. But I mean, if you're trying to get into furniture and the less expensive furniture, those are the 3 companies that I would check to really give you options that are a little bit more affordable. You can go to iDJ Now and look and see what they have. You can go to KP DJs, I think that's what it's called. And they have options for DJ stands as well. All of those are usually in the more collapsible versions too. So like they come off in pieces and everything. My furniture is all together, so I just, lift it and put it in the box. Okay. Kevin Sounds finished with kids parties a long time ago for sure. Yeah. Thank God. I think I do like one little Halloween thing. Now, like the second part of the year, I do like one little Halloween thing, and that's it. I didn't really do any kids party. I do have a sneaker ball in 2 weeks, which I've never done one of those. I don't really know what to expect, but I heard I can wear my dope sneakers, which I got plenty of those. I'm like a baby sneakerhead. Let's see. DJ G Kenny got the Hokers where the got the Hokers where were them all the time. Oh, you trying to say wear them all the time. Now ain't gonna lie. I tried to tell you. G Kenny had to be convinced, and now that he's got them on, he will never take them off. This is my second pair, and these are going to be fantastic. They already are fantastic. These Hokers, guys. Hokers. Daniel Rodriguez, I had some help. Post Malone is a good starter banger too. I still haven't found a good path for that song. haven't found a good path for that song. Haven't been asked for it. Haven't found a good way to utilize it. But if it works in your area, more power to you. DJ Kings. Hey Jay, a little off topic. I have the Maui 44 G2s. I noticed that they sound a little hollow. I love how powerful they are, but wonder if I'm the one that hears this like I have to crank the mids. Are you using an external mixer with them? I found that when I first started using them, the sound that would come out of them was pretty much based on the board that I was using. So I was using at that time the 1000 SRT from Pioneer, and then I switched over to the Rev 7, and then I added the S11. So each one of those three different controllers or mixers all sounded different on the speakers, but they all sounded the same once I added an external mixer to it. So you may want to check if you do have an external mixer, you may want to check the settings on your external mixer just to kind of give it that extra little oomph that you're looking for, without cranking it up too much on your 44 G2s, because those I don't have any problems like what you're describing on mine, and I just have a basic Mackie 802 ZLV, something like that, 804 ZLV mixer, and it's really good. All right. Let's see here. DJ Romeo Great. During cocktail hour, do you allow the songs to play towards the end, or is it quick mix? You know, I thought about putting together like a mix that I recorded and having that on there, but no, people are not really paying attention to the cocktail hour music. Like, I'm playing the music off of an iPad, and I'm just letting it play. So yeah, it does die down and come back on, just like what a regular setting would be. So I do not mix for that unless cocktail hour is in the same room. If it's in the same room as me, if they open up the main room where my main setup is, then I would mix it. But for the most part, no, nobody's paying attention to that at all. I can attest to that from last week. I literally was in the hallway where the music was being played at, and nobody could care less what songs were being played during cocktail hour. Everybody was just like, "Where's my seat? Where do I go? Oh, hey Jeff, how you doing?" That was the main thing. All right, DJ Kings, wish they had tweeters in the middle section. Yeah, I agree, but they still are fantastic. I would not change anything about those suckers. DJ Metro NYC. Have you ever had a moment where you go to update your music, but your mind goes blank? If so, what's your motivation? Update music, but my mind goes blank? Probably back in the past, but now I'm so thorough with it and the way that I get music. I kind of know what I'm looking for. I kind of know what I want to revamp, because I use... See, the thing that people forget to do is to use this thing. I use this thing all the time. Now, not to look for music, but to put ideas on something so I don't forget. So I go into the notes section on my phone, and I will literally put any notes that I need to remember on here, whether it be a song or anything. Let me give you for instance. I was in the store recently, and I heard a song by, I don't even know how to pronounce this young man's name, but it's Bud Jarrah. It's called Talk. I need to download that tomorrow, because that is a great lounge song. So I made sure I Shazammed it, and it's ready to go, and I can add it to my list. Jamie Isaac has a song on here. It's called Next to Me. I'm going to make sure I add that. That's a lounge song, and I want to put it in my lounge category. Lord Team, that is a great pop song that came on the radio. I need to make sure I add that to my pop section. Like, I utilize my phone to its fullest so I don't have lapses like that, because I came across that one too many times. And it's like, oh, what was that thing I was trying to do? Oh, and I got sick of that. So as soon as I know what I need, as soon as I hear something and I know I want to remember it, especially this show has really forced me to do that too. Like when I come across a topic, you can ask Mike this. When I come across a topic and it just hits my head so I don't forget it, I throw it in the notes immediately. So utilize the sources, the resources that you have, and you probably won't have those issues anymore. That's just my 2 cents. Hunter, that's right. That's the other one. So Pro X, Bun Gear, Danny Max, Hunter, ADJ, all of those. This is another good one right here. For looking for alternatives to furniture stands. Another good one. Pro X and Rockville had the tabletop booths. True. DJ Eric, Jay, are you done wearing the Jordans to wedding? I'm not done. I think I'm just gonna switch it up because I have so many different styles that I want to do. But these Hokas right here, the reason I want them is because, you know, if I can have comfort when I'm DJing and when it's time to take down, I think that my feet won't hurt as bad as those Jordans. Like when I wear Jordan 1s or Jordan lows or anything like that shoe literally has like this much cushion. You might as well be walking on the concrete or on the ground, or just, you know, it's just, there's no support. And this just helps out. This helps out with the fatigue of your legs. I won't have to sit down as much because I'm just trying to savor my legs so that I can not only DJ for the 2 hours that you need me to, but take down all this crap and load it up. You know, like sometimes I am in so much pain trying to get all that stuff done because of the shoes I wear. There's just no support. That's why these Hokas are going to change the game. Trust me. And anytime I have to walk when I'm on vacation, when my vacation comes up, anytime I have to walk or do anything like that, you best believe I'm going to have some Hokas on, or have some Hokas as an alternative, things like that. You got to go for comfort these days, man. We do a lot of standing. Kevin Sowers, heard great things about the Hokas. Kind of looks like an anti-fatigue mat that never leaves your feet. I mean, in a way it is. And like I said, it's going to be a game changer. I'm really putting you on game here. They may not be as aesthetically pleasing as you would like them to be. That's why I wanted to get an all black one. I wish that the top part didn't have like this like lighter black, but this is the only one I could find that was majority black. Like it looks like a little bit of gray on here. But this is the only one I could find that was like all black. The other one I found, the word Hoka right here, was in another color. But it is game changing. And Aaron Strawn, if you are still here, this may help your back, you know, for when you go to lift stuff and feet support and stuff like that. It may help with that too. All right, DJ Keys. Yes, I use external mixer. Okay, yeah. Then you may want to just tweak some of the settings on there, because I know DJ Mike helped get me right with some of the settings I had, and now they just sound magnificent. They sound fantastic. Daniel Rodriguez. Hey Jay, what do you with the random uncle? Oh, what do you do with the random uncles that want to sing a song to the bride and groom? I hate. Oh yeah, I've gotten that request before. You know, somebody comes up, hey, I sang at her sister's wedding, and it's like a tradition. Well, tell them to come tell me that. Tell them to come tell me. I'm not about to hand you a microphone that you're probably going to drop, or you probably sound like crap anyway. So yeah, just tell the couple to come tell me that. If a couple comes tell me that, sure, I'll dive right in the middle of this song, give you the microphone, you do your thing. But yeah, That's what I do. Because look, knowing them, having to go back over to them, it takes the pressure off of you, and it makes it to where if that moment happens and he is terrible, it's not your fault. All right. We'll close out with this question here. The Donald, is there a way to install drivers ahead of time on your MacBook before you get to a gig for your controller that you do not physically have in front? Oh no, I don't believe so. If you don't have it physically in front of you, you can't. You would have to do that prior to you turning it on, because then you would have to do everything once they're all together, which would be at your gig. So yeah, you would have to do that before you get to the gig. You would have to have those two together. You can't update them. You can only download the drivers. They won't be installed until you connect it to that controller or that device. All right, guys. Well, it has been another great week. I really appreciate you guys coming out and kicking it with me tonight. We will be back next Thursday for Twisted Transition, 7 p.m. EST. I'll have another great show for you. We'll go over my final wedding of the month, and then we'll talk about new stuff. If you have not had a chance to, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I am going to try to get on Twitch tomorrow from between 12 and 1. So make sure you follow me on Twitch so that we can just jam out there. I really don't know what I'm going to play yet. I may freestyle, or I may do skating ring music, or I may do 2000s hip hop or something like that. Who knows? The other day I was practicing. I just did my whole opening set the other day. I practiced it twice just to be creative with it. So I'm definitely going to try some new stuff on Saturday. So definitely follow me on Twitch. Like I said, 12 tomorrow or either 1 tomorrow. I'll either be on there. Just depends on what time I got everything done. And then I will record that, and that'll go over to Mixcloud. So if you're not following me on Mixcloud, definitely take a look. I've got mixes over there already. And any behind the scenes that you would like from your favorite DJ, definitely check me out on Instagram. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here, let you guys get back to your night. If you got a gig this weekend, knock it out the box. Just remember, it is an audition for the next gig. Be mindful of that. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Make sure you're living to strive, not to survive. We will see you again next week, people. Enjoy your evening and the rest of your week. Peace.